Welcome inside the CEC TV studios, where it's time for the latest edition of Trailblazer Weekly. Today we'll recap the latest baseball, softball, and women's distance track results with a quick look in at men's and women's golf at their current tournaments. We'll also hear from Athletics Director Dr. Jason Booth with an update on the construction at Legend Solar Stadium. And we'll wrap it all up with a look ahead at the next week in Trailblazer Athletics. A lot to get to today, so let's not waste any time. Let's get this thing started. Trailblazer Weekly starts now. We start the show today on the baseball diamond as the Trailblazers hosted Academy of Art in the final home series of the season at Bruce Hurst Field. The Trailblazers opened the series with a single game on Thursday and broke open a 3-3 tie in the fifth inning and then scored 9 runs over the final 5 innings to take a 12-3 win. The next day, DSU opened a doubleheader with an 11-0 win in the second game of the series, scoring in each of the first 4 innings to help seal the win. DSU followed up the win with another shutout victory in Game 3 of the series, rolling to a 5-0 win in a 7-inning game to wrap up Friday's doubleheader. The teams closed the series with another single game on Saturday as the Trailblazers built a 1-0 lead through 4 innings. DSU would then score 5 runs in the final 2 innings to claim a 6-2 victory and the series sweep. The game also marked DSU's senior day as the Trailblazers honored 14 seniors taking part in their final game at Bruce Hurst Field after the game. Now, for his efforts in the series, we've named senior shortstop Tyler Baker our Trailblazer Weekly Baseball Impact Player. Tyler hit 9 of 16 in the series for a .562 batting average with 5 RBIs, 7 runs scored, 5 stolen bases, and 2 doubles. Big congrats and well done to Tyler Baker, our Baseball Impact Player for this week. Really, we could have given the award to the entire Dixie State pitching staff as Dylan File, Mason Hilty, and Matt Mosca all fired complete game shutout victories in the first 3 games of the series. So congratulations to the whole team on a great series sweep. DSU is now 29-9 overall and 18-6 in Pac West play. In second place, just behind Azusa Pacific in first. Remain on the diamond as we head to softball, as the Trailblazers hosted Notre Dame Dana Muir in a doubleheader on Saturday at Carl Brooks Field. Dixie State ended the first game in 5 innings, scoring 11 runs in a 3-inning span to take an 11-0 lead. NDNU would score a run in the 5th inning, but DSU closed out the game to seal the 11-1 win. The second game didn't see as much scoring overall, but the DSU defense kept the Argonauts off the board in a 3-0 win to sweep the doubleheader. Really, like baseball, everyone on the team contributed to the wins, but we've narrowed down 2 different impact players for softball this week in the doubleheader sweep. The first goes to senior pitcher Brooklyn Beardshear, who tossed a complete game no-hitter in Game 1 on Saturday with 7 strikeouts. And the performance marked Beardshear's first career no-hitter as she retired 15 of 17 batters faced. She really was just a hit by pitch and a walk away from a perfect game, so congratulations to Brooklyn Beardshear on her first career no-hitter. The second impact player we're going to hand out to senior outfielder Shelby Young. Young hit 4 of 6 in the box in the doubleheader with 3 RBIs and 2 stolen bases. She was a perfect 3 for 3 at the plate in Game 1. Big congratulations to Brooklyn and Shelby, our softball impact players this week. Dixie State is now 32-9 overall and 17-5 in the Pac West, 3 games out of first place. To the track now, as the women's distance track team headed north for the Utah Weber State Spring Classic in Salt Lake City and in Ogden, Utah on Friday and Saturday. The Trailblazers set a total of 5 school records and 3 other personal best marks at the meet, as sophomore Rebecca Opolis set 2 records on Friday, crossing the finish line in the 100-meter with a time of 13:07 and recording a time of 15.89 in the 100-meter hurdle. Freshman Gabby Royal added a personal best time of 17.17 in the 100-meter hurdles. Junior Skylar Story cruised to a school record time of 12:30.73 in the 3,000-meter steeplechase, eclipsing her previous mark by more than 12 seconds. Freshman Heather Lacey also competed in the 3,000-meter steeple and finished with a personal best time of 13:42.68. Freshman Camille Eldridge set a school record in the shot put with a toss of 8.54 meters on Saturday, and Story set a new program record with a time of 19:41.34 in the 5,000 meter, while freshman Mia Smith logged a personal best time of 5:26.86 in the 1,500 meter. Another great outing for women's distance track, and they'll be back on the track again this coming week. We'll let you know where a little bit later in the show. Now time for a quick men's and women's golf update before we go to break. The men's golf team stands in 6th place after the first day at the Stanislaus State Hanny Invitational in Turlock, California, while the women's golf team sits in 19th place after day 1 at the Western New Mexico Mustang Intercollegiate. Both teams are wrapping up their final rounds as this episode airs, and we'll have complete results for you next week. It's time now for a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show with a look ahead at the next week in Trailblazer Athletics. We'll also hear from Athletics Director Dr. Jason Booth on an update on the construction at Legend Solar Stadium. Don't go anywhere. There's more Trailblazer Weekly after this timeout.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden T holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back inside Trailblazer Weekly. Well, you've probably noticed the construction taking place at Legend Solar Stadium as work on the new track and field continue each and every day. Recently, the DSU Media Studies TV post-production students had an opportunity to catch up with Athletics Director Dr. Jason Booth for an update on the progress of the project.
We are renovating the newly named Legend Solar Stadium with a new field, which will be a field turf surface, as well as a brand new track. The track has needed to be replaced for a long time, and we're thrilled to be able to finally see that come to fruition. The field that we just pulled out was put in 2010, and it's held up really, really well, which is one of the main reasons why we wanted to, look at field turf again. But there were other good products available that would hold up just as well. But we ended up going with field turf again with their top of the line product. So on this east side that we're standing on now, we will have 5,000 new seats starting to be built come the fall. September-ish time frame, maybe even earlier, we'll start to see construction going on. So during the football and soccer seasons in the fall, we'll have this whole side over here under construction with steel going up for the new 5,000 seats. Underneath that, we'll have a building, a support building that will have restrooms and concession stands and ticketing to serve those other fans for a large event, but also locker rooms for visiting teams, for multiple teams when there's a tournament or something out here for high school or youth sports or whatever it may be. Just a lot more flexibility than we've had with our current setup. The field and the track will be done middle of the summer, in time to have the City of St. George's July 4th celebration concert on it, followed by a Pioneer Day show concert event on July 24th. Then we will be moving into this east side part with the grandstand, new grandstand, and the building underneath, and that will take place over the course of next academic year, wrapping up and being able to be used for the 2018 season, fall of 2018.
Certainly an exciting time as we await the completion of the new field and a new track, which are going to be so vital and so pivotal for our student athletes here at Dixie State University as the three-phase project continues with this first phase with the track and the field. Another big shout out to the DSU Media Studies TV students for the production of this project. That should note that piece was all put together on just an iPhone. They shot everything on an iPhone as their instructors continue to encourage them to learn how to put pieces together on not just cameras but phones and really anything that they have to use at their disposal. So another big shout out to them for putting that piece together for us. Certainly a very informative and a very well done piece on the construction project at Legend Solar Stadium. It's time now to take a look ahead at the next week in Trailblazer athletics. Go ahead and follow along on your screen as we let you know which events are at home and which are on the road. And really, as you see on your screen, there are not many at home. In fact, no events at home this weekend. As you see on your screen, starting today, men's and women's golf wrapping up their tournaments. The men's at the Stanislaus State Invitational, the women's at the Western New Mexico Spring Intercollegiate. That is today, and then not any other events until Friday, the 14th. Women's distance track making their way back up I-15 to northern Utah to Logan for the third consecutive week. They will be at the Utah State Mark Faldmo Invitational on Friday and Saturday, and then softball heading to Concordia Irvine for a 4-game series with the Eagles starting on Friday and then moving into Saturday. Both women's distance track and softball will be back at it with the second day of their events. And that wraps up the look ahead. Nothing until the following Wednesday of the next week. So very light weekend, no events at home. We will have live stat links and live video links to be able to follow along with that softball 4-game series at Irvine, and we'll be sure to report on the women's distance track results on DixieStateAthletics.com. That will do it for today's show. We thank you for watching. Remember, you can catch this episode and all other episodes of Trailblazer Weekly on demand on the Dixie State Athletics YouTube page. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next time on Trailblazer Weekly.